Well, I was just here at the barn. Amy's actually jogging frilly fringes 2 miles because she lost a shoe, of course. She's heading to Pennsylvania first of the week, so she needs the jogging miles. Don't want to miss a day with her. Where are we at? We're going to talk about the broodmares. Now, I don't generally talk about the broodmares that much, but again, such a fluid situation. I talked to a number of breeders. First breeder convinced me that sending to Kentucky, shipping semen makes a horse Kentucky eligible, then Ohio eligible. Fantastic. But upon further investigation, I realized two things. First thing being that sending the horse to Kentucky to be housed for 187 days, rather expensive. I said it was similar. Not completely. It's a good 25% or 30% more. Secondly, not only, and we had a lot of pushback, people saying, Anthony, and I was one of them, saying, Anthony, the Kentucky Sire Stakes program we're not going to race in it. The best horses in the world go there. Does it really need? And I made the argument it's more of an investment. You're making the horse worth that by saying it can also race in Kentucky. The problem being, and I knew this because we had a problem with this with one of our horses 3 years ago, and it didn't come up again. It never dawned on me until I was speaking to Kevin at Hickory Lane Farms, who will be breeding Stolen Dance. He said, Anthony, the other problem is the Kentucky Sire Stakes almost run right on top of Ohio. If I remember correctly, we had a pacing filly, kind of a nice pacing filly. She had to miss one Ohio Sire Stakes to race in the Kentucky Sires. Now, it works that if you can race in 3 of one or 2 of the other, you still have to gather a lot of points going back and forth. They're on top of one another. So it makes it very difficult for Ohio sired horse to race in the Kentucky Sire Stakes. So does that diminish cost effectiveness? Does it now, knowing this, does that push the envelope at all? Does that push the needle at all? Do we say, wow, it doesn't make any sense. If they're eligible in Kentucky, it's wonderful, unless Kentucky races at the same time that their jurisdiction does. So I thought I was done. I thought I was certain, but now I'm not so certain. So I have the pricing of what it's going to cost us. To go to Kentucky, it's going to be about $22 a day. And there's some pluses in there. It's not cheap. And for Canadians, that's American funds. So it's not 22, it's like 28 a day Canadian. You're getting close to $1,000 a month to house a broodmare. Then you have to pay to get the vet to check the mare, to make sure the mare is ready in foal, to breed the mare, to recheck the mare. So there's a lot of pluses that go on in the breeding industry. Now, knowing all that, does it make sense to have the dual citizenship, so to speak, the dual jurisdictional staking? I know to go to Joe's. I know what the price is there, and it's fairly similar to Hickory Lane. What do we do? What are we going to do here? We still have a couple weeks, and Muscle Chrome is still here. I haven't talked to Jeff Rock at all about Stolen Dance. We have 2 yearlings there right now. Do they stay there? I know Dewey Ann, when she falls out, and she'll fall out at Jeff's. I have no problem with Jeff. I think he does a great job. But we're not going to breed Dewey Ann this year. So, solely because I want to catch up. You know, we bred her in June. These are all May babies, and it's not a feather in her cap to have those. So where do we breed these horses? So Stolen Dance, I still think Uncle Peter is the way to go. We got a deal on the cost of the breeding, so that's good. We can send her right to Hickory Lane where they breed Uncle Peter. I'm sure there's savings there also in shipment of the semen. When it comes to Muscle Chrome, again, I still think I'm leaning Uncle Tom. I'm leaning Long Tom. And then when it comes to Capistrano, we're locked in there. I think that's lather up's the way to go. The dual jurisdiction. Now, Larry and I had a conversation about this. Larry's always very methodical when it comes to stuff like this. And Larry, he wasn't a fan of going to Kentucky, and I was, because of as I said, it was just added to your resume. But if it's not really going to add to your resume, anybody with a brain can look at it and say, well, who cares if it's Ohio and Kentucky if they race at the same time? You got me. You're right. So I don't know now that I was so certain about the Kentucky. And before you say, what about Ontario? They're on top of each other also. Any of those jurisdictions are kind of there. The dates, we don't have the hard dates for the places, but I know, historically speaking, Ohio, Kentucky's a tough nut to crack. So we still are, I think, kind of locked in. Uncle Peter with Stolen Dance for obvious reasons. And then I know Muscle Chrome is going to Long Tom. I'm certain of that. And then Lather Up to Joe for Capistrano. I don't think that changes it. Just the way we go about it changes it. So another tiny discussion to have with our clients. So Capistrano is going to Lather Up. Dewey Ann's getting the season off after she foals out this My MVP youngster. Muscle Chrome will be going to Long Tom, and Stolen Dance to Uncle Peter. Makes sense for a number of reasons that none of us need to get into today. The Kentucky first, maybe a bust. So I will talk to a couple of our clients about that again, but it was worth mentioning. Kevin Greenfield was one that brought it up and said, hey, they race on top of one another. It's expensive to breed them extra. Now when I think of it, and I am a buyer, right? We buy. So when you go to the sale and you see dual eligible, last year I don't even think I paid our horses into Kentucky. Right, the ones that were Kentucky PA or Kentucky Ontario or Kentucky Ohio. I don't even think I paid Kentucky, because and I had a conversation with a number of our clients about that. We need to, and I said no, it's a waste of money. So I really should have looked back at how we handled this situation before I touted it so much. Anyway, I think we still know where we're going. I just don't know if we need the two parts of the Kentucky Ohio. We will see. We'll talk to our clients about it, and we will know soon enough. But for now, Capistrano, Lather Up. Dewey Ann's going to skip a breeding season. Muscle Chrome's going to Uncle Peter, and Stolen Dance, Muscle Chrome is going to Long Tom, and Stolen Dance is going to Uncle Peter. So that's where we sit right now. I think we've got that kind of locked up. A few little loose ends to tie up, and then we'll move forward. But for the broodmares, that's where we sit right now.